What up, big homie? Good to see you. How you doing? I'll go check out the homie on all his YouTube channels. That's just one of the ones, right? Good to see you. How you doing? Y'all know for these beats and vibes to go check out the homie at DJ Is. Appreciate him for putting them slaps together. I heard this last night. Yeah, put it right in the mix. See, the good thing is I had to start the video because Rumble been recording for a second. They were like, he just gonna start the video and walk completely away from the TV, from the screen. Where he go?
Sam, you sexy as hell in that Ultra Instinct form. Why don't you come over here and get this booty real quick, dog?
No, this is a battle.
I'm trying to throw it back on you, boo. Come on, why you playing?
I said no. Now fight me.
Stop it! You know you want it.
Fine.
What?
Prepare your booty.
Wait, I'm not... Damn it. I'm pregnant already. I'm gonna put your ass on child support.
No! You set me up!
It's your fault for not having the Ultra Instinct to pull out. You just kicked your baby mama into a mountain.
I feel sorry for the mountain.
You asshole! This'll teach you how to treat a bad chick.
Not the three times. Not the three times. Oh shit. Okay, they only cut off twice. That's that bullshit. Oh shit, man. Shouts out to SSJ. Y'all know to go check out the original content over on this channel.
Bitch, you ain't
What up?
even that
Only hope is prayer. Good to see you. How you doing?
fine. Do it! Kakarot! Real fun starts now. The source of strength you rely on is fleeting. They will all be turned to dust. Evil tries to hurt my friends. It's gonna burn! This is the true power. Autonomous, ultra, instinct. You understand, don't you?
Y'all know we early this week for a reason, right? What up, CB? Good to see you. How you doing, man?
さあ貴様はどうする？お前からの依頼を果たそう。
俺も気を抜いていられないな。敵だって成長するんだ。
おっと、ちょっと力を出しすぎ
So I like how he did that. He done came out with the top 4 strongest versus Demon God Raiden. That's what should have happened. But hey, I like the story he did, but he's showing us what it could be, right? What if? Oh yeah, you know we doing really good, man. It's A day we call Super Saturday in my house because I wake up every Saturday, get to my watching Dragon Ball, which now it's supposed to be Dragon Ball Super, but they on a hiatus again, so it's still Super Saturdays over here because we started it. We gonna keep it rocking and we gonna keep it popping. Hell, hopefully everybody is having a good day. If not, well, talk to your boy, man. We'll figure something out. Hell, I mean, monetization coach also, so we don't talk too much about that on this channel because this is the entertainment side, right? Right. We just talk about what we like, and the people that's gonna hate, we keep them working 24/7. Can't just hate on me part time, boy. You gotta hate on me full time. Yes, sir. Now, see, the thing that I already noticed about this little Spike video is he's got all four of them going up against him at the same time. Like, just like everybody else was fighting this dude, like, all at the same time. So, hold on. You got these four motherfuckers all at the same time fighting Demon God Roger. That dude seems to be strong. I mean, it was a reason why he got killed by the Grand Priest. But, hell, all four of these guys together had to put hands on him. That's right. Y'all know. Y'all already know he had some hands because they had to jump jutsu his ass. Oh, Lord, he done threw in a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Because I saw those Patara earrings. So you got to be watching and paying attention. I mean, it might not be good resolution on your side, but y'all know to go watch the original content. Because this is a Super Saturday's review with your boy Spider Pig. Shout out to the reviews that I like because I do exactly what I like. That's what my channel's for. If you ain't got original content, review the original content you do like. Hell, shit, the fuck wrong with people out here these days? Be too lazy to record yourself watching the video, knowing you just watched it for free or paid to watch it. If you paid for a review, then they paid you to do a review. You see what I'm saying? Shouts out to you. Yeah, you didn't pay for a view, you paid for a review. Now he went Super Saiyan 5. Warm my lungs up. Boy, can't just wake up hitting that bong like that. Can't just wake up hitting that. I got a little short dog too. Look, have to clean it out after I use it today though, because that motherfucker's been getting some miles on it, as I would say. Still see through it though. Uh-oh, Budo got cracked. Budo ain't have enough for Demon God Rage in it. Fucking Akuma. Boy, look at her. I'm telling y'all that blue and white, hey, they make it seem like Kansas City colors glass. Of course, that blue and white getting that red and gold. You know how we do. What do you say? Fire in the hole, too. We done rolled us up, something. What you got going on? Really? Well, we'll like that at now that he done left black people. Yoshida hit him with that split technique. Said, I'm two halves of a whole, and both of us kick your ass. Now, I like how he stopped and gave Yoshido a little bit more shine on this one. Because, see, he got his fight with Goku interrupted. So we didn't really get to see what he was going to do anyways. But he over here looking like he trying to run the fade. One-on-one with Demon God Roger. You see, why is it doing this? Why does it update every few fucking days? To where now my clips button, I have to click the click down button to hop down in the hop downs. Anybody got time for all that? Oh, now he got packed up though. Yeah, look at that spectacular finish. Damn. Now that's a pack right there. Let me get that short. Let me get that short. Yeah, took that boy hard. So they got packed up, huh?
The gap between us is getting smaller and smaller. Let's see how you handle Ultra Instinct.
Nothing you do can hurt me. I'm ready to test out this new power of mine. No Patara needed here. You're looking at pure natural power. I'll make sure your death is slow and painful.
Said no Patara. Yeah, whatever. We know damn well that the boys be needing some help. What up, 50 Cent? Good to see you. How you doing?
Ain't it a blessing? We made it out of Lansing after all that happened in that bitch, nigga. After Michigan State, after Hubbard, when our mans told on us, the bands they took from us. Joy Road, bitch, but the money long as 6, mom. Bring my...
Appreciate that cosplay, man. Gotta give you something to look at, right? Right.
Is this some sort of Super Saiyan bargain basement sale?
Is he right? Are there really too many Super Saiyans? And is that really a bad thing? Brand new to the Geekdom 101 merchandise store. It's November. You're going to see a whole bunch of sales, and we got one right now. The Super Saiyan bargain sale merch line. You can get a shirt, a hoodie, all kinds of different types of clothes, as well as different colors and sizes. And right now, everything in the store is 30% off. For a limited time. I'll leave the link in the description. Get yours for you and your loved ones today. All right, everyone, we have got to talk about the upcoming January Genki Dama Matsuri event. There are a lot of things moving in the world of Dragon Ball. and I want to give you an update on this video about some of the things going on in Japan. As always, make sure you watch it all the way to the end so that you understand,
What
you have
up,
a complete
Courtney?
understanding of what's going on, and I'm going to try and be as clear as possible
1088.
with what I'm
Uh-oh,
talking about in this
88.
video
You know
and
what
the
that's talking
future of
about.
Dragon Ball. Now, I've already done other videos on this event. I'll probably leave links to those on your screen at the end of this one so you can catch up. But a quick summary here is that there's going to be an event coming up in January. On the 26th of January, the Genki Dama Matsuri event. Akio Ioku, president of Capsule Corporation Tokyo, which is now heavily involved in putting out Dragon Ball games and anime, both TV shows and movies. Masako Nozawa, the voice of Goku, Gohan, Goten, Bardock, you know, the whole family, she will be there, as well as Hironobu Kageyama, the guy who sang all the classic Dragon Ball Z songs from Japan, Chala themes, Gohan's SS2 transformations theme, Spirit versus Spirit, all of them. They will all be there. And the last time that we saw Kageyama, he performed some of the DBZ music, and I think we'll see him do that again here. This is supposed to kick off the 40th anniversary of the anime, not of the manga. That was 2 years ago. The anime. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because, surprisingly enough, this event, unlike any of the other events we've seen in the past couple of years, is being heavily promoted by Toei, Shueisha. Shueisha's promoting it, as well as, I'm sorry, my voice is a little bit hoarse, so I apologize for that. As well as Bandai, everyone involved with Dragon Ball is promoting this event in Japan. That is a very, very promising, fact that's going on right here. Right here on the screen, this is an image from the recent edition of Shonen Jump and in Japan, and it's promoting the event. Now, here's what's interesting about this, right? In addition to that, Bandai is putting out Dragon Ball Super era figurines. They're putting out a new God Goku, a new Blue Goku, as well as other ones coming down the pipeline. And so this has led people to believe that there's going to be...
Of course, they start redistributing the toys because that's what their whole point is sell the toys. That's what's up. First, you buy a comic book for like $5. Then you buy a toy for $35. Then you buy the next toy for $35. Then you buy the next toy set for $200 for a 3-piece. Come on now.
A Dragon Ball Super announcement more so than a Daima or something else. What they have already said is they're going to announce 2 projects and a new video game. The 2 new projects are not the video game. People are going to, I've already seen people say, oh, they're going to announce 3 games. No, it's 2 projects. That's all they said is projects and a new video game. And there's been rumors about, you know, is it Xenoverse 3? Is it Fighters 2? We'll see. But they're announcing it at this event, and the Genki Dama Matsuri event is mostly a Capsule Corp Tokyo event. So I'm not expecting the manga to get announced here, like, you know, the Return of the Super manga, Black Frieza, or whatever's next. I don't think they're going to do that, but anything's possible because Shueisha and Capsule Corp Tokyo's behind the scenes, I don't want to say drama, but their conflict about the future of Dragon Ball appears to be resolved. I had some people ask me, it's a very good question, by the way, if you were one of the ones that asked me, they were like, why is it that Daima was not promoted in Jump Magazine like Super was? If you've been around this channel or the community for the past 10 years, you probably remember that when Super was on, there were episode summaries being printed and showed in Jump every week or every few weeks. You had leaks coming out, you had images, the Ultra Instinct Goku teaser was in Jump Magazine, the splash page of the Goku Black arc with Future Trunks. They really were collaborating with Toei on getting the Super anime out there so that people in Japan got...
Yeah, Danny. But I done thought about something, right? because I'm sitting here getting high while I'm smoking. And since it's my YouTube, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. Yeah, I could just pause the whole video and segue somewhere else. Don't like it, leave a thumbs up because you know you do like that type of shit. Hell, but anyways, you see what I'm saying? Put that in the what if. What if the Frieza Force had to fight in the tournament of power, given that Beerus' original team would have been he'd have just told Frieza, I need 10 fighters. You got this whole squad and army, let's see. So you take the Ginyu Force, Frieza, Zarbon, the Doria, and whoever else you need out the squad. You see what I'm saying? And make them go run that back. Because that sounds like a fade right there. Because now you do the power scaling to where it's future Frieza Force. So this is when you get not black Frieza, but at least golden Frieza. So that way when Jiren come through, he's actually an opponent for Frieza type shit. Because that would make sense. You know what I mean? Type of vibe. But anyways, yeah, Jiren would be like the Goku in that story. Like, this nigga make no sense. How the fuck he just tried to part and I whooped everybody but Beerus? Type of shit. Yeah, you know how Frieza would be.
Got to see it. Why did Dynamo have that? And one of the speculations from a lot of people was that because Shueisha, who owns Shonen Jump, remember that Shueisha owns Jump Magazine. Because Shueisha was having a conflict with Akio and Capsule Corporation Tokyo, they did not promote Super as much as Daima as much as Super. Now that's definitely a strong possibility. The other one too is Dragon Ball Super is both an anime and a manga. And because of that, the branding of Dragon Ball Super coincides with Shonen Jump. Therefore, that's why Super, the anime, was being promoted as well as the manga, because it's all one big piece of synergy, whereas Daima is only an anime. I've seen some people speculate, are they going to make a Daima manga? I don't think so. It's possible. I don't think so, because Akio made it clear that Daima's an anime-only story. And people have been talking about canon this and canon that, and you know how I feel about that, y'all. But I want you to remember something. Not only did I reveal this before the show even started, but it was confirmed by Akio at one of the events for Daima that Daima is a continuation of the Dragon Ball manga and a sequel to the Majin Buu saga. Right, that's what it is. Like, Daima is right after Buu. The events of Daima even take place because of what happened in the Majin Buu saga with Dabura getting killed, the previous Demon King, and Majin Buu, wreaking havoc and being awakened. All of that is what led to the events of Daima. It all sort of goes together. So if you're somebody who understands that Dragon Ball is multiple canons, multiple continuities, that's why I say that there is no canon, because everybody says this is canon, that's canon, and everybody who says it has...
Now, you know how we feel about it. If any of the official companies, because that's what actually matters, the companies that produce and pay for Dragon Ball content to be even created, those are the people that say what's canon in Dragon Ball. So if they put out a product and you like, well, this ain't canon, nigga, it's company. The company owns it. Anything owned by the company is officially canon. That's what they keep reminding y'all, because that's one thing people don't seem to understand. It don't matter what fans say, the company produces the products, which are the shows or the mangas or the games or any of that. So if the company's putting it out, it's like he said, it's all canon. All of it, if it came from the company. Now it depends on which company now, because you got different companies collaborating together now. See, back in the day it was Shueisha. Now it's Toei. You got Grubhub. Yeah, pull up and we'll get you. Like and that, we deliver like Pizza Hut type shit. Hell. Anyways, canon or not canon. I hate when people have to explain that shit. It's like watching a Saw series.
Their own canon. Like, if you go to Facebook, Instagram, people are going to talk about canon, but it's always what they say is canon, not what actually is, right? And unfortunately, Japan doesn't care about canon like we do in the West, and I'll do a whole video about why in the future. And not Japan, but the people who make Dragon Ball specifically, Toei, Shueisha, Bandai, that's not what they care about. They care about just having fun stories. But they did state that the Buu arc is a sequel to the manga. Therefore, if you are reading the manga and you get to the Majin Buu saga and you finish it, before you get to End of Z, you're supposed to watch Daima. So that's why I'm not sure it will be a manga, even though it would make sense to kind of have a consistent manga all the way through. That's just not what's going on. Now, I want to talk about this event too, because yes, they are promoting Dragon Ball Super stuff a lot. I think some people are already thinking it's going to be the return of Super with Moro and where they left off. And once again, I want to reiterate: keep your expectations low. How many times has the fandom been burnt on this Dragon Ball Super Returns thing? How many times? I can't even remember.
Man, they be taking
right,
hella
at this
breaks.
point. I mean, I've been burned on it. I was told 7
doing
years
it since
ago, and it
the
didn't
80s.
happen. So we've all been burned at least once on this.
Yeah, they've been producing Dragon Ball since back in the 80s. Just let that part sink in for those
it
that
might
are
not
just
necessarily
tuning in.
be the Moro and Granola arc. It could be the
Yeah,
next
over
movie.
40 years.
We don't know. It hasn't been revealed yet. Obviously, I've been doing streams where I have heard things. I've heard a couple of things actually, but I have not been able to double source that information. Therefore, I'm not going to reveal it. People have been, I've seen y'all, man. I've seen Instagram. People, can you please tell me what you heard? No. I'm not going to do that, because the minute that I do that, people are going to say that I said it. Then when it doesn't happen, they're going to say I'm a liar. And I'm not going through that again. Forget it. The stuff I heard, I have not been able to double source yet. Therefore, I'm not going to do a video on it, because the return of Super or whatever's next is a major, major deal. If it wasn't, they would not be promoting this in the pages of Shonen Jump as well as all over the web. They want people to get tickets to this event. In fact, this user right here, this is automatically translated. Today's Jump came with a Genki Dama Matsuri entry ticket. I'm entering. Hell yeah. So this person, MNK 202109, they're saying that they want to go. A lot of people want to go to this event, and I'm telling you now, I'm not saying keep your expectations low. I am not saying that Super is going to get announced here, or Daima, or the people have been asking about the remake of Dragon Ball, like the rumor or the speculation that they're going to start with the original manga and make a new anime adapting it. We've talked about that on multiple streams and videos in this channel. I'm not going to confirm any of that, but what I'm trying to tell you is that the promotion for this event is ramping up more than it did for any other event since probably Superhero. And if you remember, that wasn't even that well promoted, right? This is a big deal. This is a big deal. They want people to go to this event. They're going to announce something. I think we're going to get a clearer picture about what the future of Dragon Ball is. If you actually look at this image here, you can take a real good look at it. Let me see if I can open it in a new tab. Look at all the Dragon Ball game logos: Sparking Zero, Genshin Squadron, or Squadra, Legends, Dokkan, Super Divers, the other card game. All of that will be represented. There is a Dragon Ball Super, I think like a Dragon Ball Super panel with Victory Uchida. Some people think that, because he's the editor for the manga, the Super manga, some people think that he's going to be announcing the return of Super. He was the one that said that Super would not come back in 2026. I made that video back in like June or July. But yeah, he's going to have his own panel at this event. But that's not what they're really hyping up. They're really hyping up the Akio Nozawa panel. And like I said, Akio's company, Capsule Corp Tokyo, is in charge of anime and games. That's what, and they're not really in charge. What Capsule Corp Tokyo's purpose is, it's sort of like what the Dragon Ball Room was, and that is work on projects and dictate the future of the series. Akio Here's the truth, y'all. Akio Yoku has been the real guy, and I've been saying this for years, and many of you now know that I was not bluffing. Akio is the guy who really has been pushing the future of Dragon Ball more than Toyotaro, even more than Toriyama, because Akio's the guy who talks to Toriyama directly. He's the guy who told Toriyama we should bring back Broly. He's the guy who told him we should make Gohan the main character of the next movie, because he tends to know what the fans want. Is a lot of it just nostalgia and fan service? Sure. I mean, there's no denying that, right? But at least he's the one who's been pushing more Dragon Ball, more Dragon Ball, more Dragon Ball. Not just more Dragon Ball. Akio was the guy that negotiated the deal with Toho to make the Sandland anime, another Toriyama manga. So Akio was very close to Toriyama, one of the only people that ever spoke to him and met up with him in person and exchanged emails with him.
Bring back more Saiyans.
Who would tell Toriyama what he thinks they should do, and then Toriyama would agree or disagree and write out some stuff, and there you go. That was his job as the liaison. The difference between then and now is that Capsule Corp Tokyo is Akio's LLC. It's not really called an LLC in Japan, but I'm using that, you know, to make people understand limited liability corporation. Basically what I'm saying is that company is the one that would go to Shueisha or go to, you know, in this case, Toriyama's no longer with us, so Toyotaro or whomever, and say, I think the next story, the next project needs to be this, or it needs to be that. You know, if you remember, Akio revealed recently that he was talking to Toriyama about doing another anime, not Super, another anime back in 2018, 2017, as they were preparing to put out Broly, and that wound up being Daima. It just took several years. And people have asked me, like, was Daima actually what they were working on in 2019 instead of Super? And that's why the leak about Super coming back even was a thing. Because that was a big thing back then. And it's certainly possible. I don't think so, but it is certainly possible, because Akio revealed that he'd been talking to Toriyama about doing something different, something unique, and that wound up being Dragon Ball Daima. And whether you like it or not, Daima's definitely different and unique. It's not Super, but it takes place before Super, and that's something we didn't expect them to do. We all thought they were going to go past the End of Z or go right to the border of End of Z, and they went back instead. So what I'm trying to tell y'all with this video is that this event is going to be a big deal. I'm not telling you whether or not they're going to announce what everybody wants, which is the new Dragon Ball Super episodes. I'm not saying they're going to announce a movie, but the two projects is not going to be some, well, there's two of them, but it's not going to be like before, where it's like, hey, the big announcement is Superhero on Blu-ray or something like that. That's not what this is. This is a new project, anime, video games, Capsule Corp Tokyo. So anyways, watch the videos on your screen right now. Thank you as always. Thank you for changing my life, and I will continue to cover this as it develops. Take care. Have a good one. Love you guys.
Me, the first up-to-date Super Saiyan Azaru, let me come in and keep it real. 6 trillion right there for you. So that means when baby Vegeta goes Golden Great Ape, let's see what his numbers are. Because Goku was at 60 trillion in Great Ape form. And that's probably not, because as y'all seen, you gotta add in damage before the multipliers can kick in. You see what I'm saying? So him transforming into a Zaru gave him a 10 times multiplier, but he was in his base form when he first transformed, but this is now him as Super Saiyan. So you gotta take out the Super Saiyan multiplier. Then you gotta take out, well, you add in the Zaru multiplier, but then you gotta, you know, y'all gotta do some basic math for the people that ain't math in the math.
So, you find yourself yourself on the Unrelent Gaming channel. How fortunate for you. I, Lord Freezer, will spare your life as long as you subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for tons of exclusive content, to early access media, and much more. Do it now, or else.
Now, even though I will go out of my way and say that this was most certainly a very unexpected surprise in seeing the 5 strongest having to converge over onto Lord Beerus's planet like this, I am rather very interested in now having to know on why it was that they have decided to go and come here, and what kind of message could they have for both Vegeta and Goku, especially after now having to inform them both that they've been looking to go and speak with them for quite some time now.
As our story now continues, following the unexpected and yet surprising arrival of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse having to now be shown making their way into Universe 7, as with all 4 of its 5 members including Budo, Akuma, Yoshido, and Takira being shown having to address both Goku and Vegeta, was when Goku was shown having to address Takira by then responding, "Well, I gotta be honest here and say that I didn't think that either one of us had ever expected to see the 4 of you here, let alone in having you all travel all this way onto Lord Beerus's planet like this, but I guess since all of you are now already here, I will say that it's really good to see you all once again, especially you, Takira," with Vegeta having to then chime in, "Yeah, well, I don't exactly share the same enthusiasm here that Kakarot does in seeing any of you once again, or you might as well just go and cut right to the chase and tell us on exactly why you are all here and what you had been looking to speak to the both of us about here, because we were in the middle of something," with Goku then responding, "No, and just so you know, I haven't forgotten about our rematch either, Takira, as I was actually looking forward to it one day, as a matter of fact, because this time, I can only go as far as to promise you that there won't be anything that gets in the way of what we wanted to go and finish from the last time, and so that much I can assure you," with Takira responding, "While I admire your will to still remember our battle and wanting to finish what was previously started between us, I am only here to simply warn you both respectfully that while this coming event promises to be a grand one, I simply want you both just to know that you will not be winning by the very end of it," as Yoshido went on to then appear behind Goku and Vegeta by then responding, "And while the 2 of you are bound to be the most interesting of the bunch that myself and the others are going to be paying very close attention to, I just want you both to simply understand that no matter how far you end up going in this upcoming tournament, your road to victory will end with us, and we're going to make sure that you 2 find out firsthand, if you're even lucky enough to make it far enough in having to reach the 5 of us anyways, and especially you, Son Goku," as Budo then went on to then chime in, "And unlike before, you will not be so lucky to go and make it out of this situation against us with a victory over your head, because we went as far as to make sure that the mistakes that were made before aren't going to be made against us ever again, and that much I can promise you," as Goku then went on to quickly respond, "Wow, so you guys really aren't messing around this time, aren't you?" Goku questions, "And I can tell because your energy feels far more powerful between each of you than how it was the last time that I saw you guys," with Vegeta then having to then chime in, "And what exactly makes you warriors so sure that it'll be you who will walk away from this omniversal event as its winner and not either one of us?" with Akuma having to then respond, "Because we made sure that after engaging against Son Goku once before, and after watching you wage your battle on Earth when you did, that we had made sure that whatever flaws we may have had prior to this upcoming event was to already be corrected for the future. And so now do not go and think of this upcoming
Said your look of mayhem to the face has been studied, motherfucker. We seen the Tournament of Power replay. We seen you hit the 360 on the bitch on the slide. We know what type of shit you coming with. So yeah, they did their homework. In other words, shouts out to the 2020-25 playlist. 2020-2025. He threw a couple extra 20s in there to see if y'all listening. Hey, y'all better be paying attention, get y'all them dubs. Because that's what we be talking about. Self wins. Self wins. Every day I win.
Tournament is merely being a
I
stage
lose
where the two of you
one
will
minute,
go
but
on
the
to
next
try
one,
and
I'm right
dominate
back with
everything
it.
in its entirety so easily, Akuma continues, because we made sure to go out of our way to not only ensure that victory falls within our favor as a result of this, but despite with everything that it was that we've experienced in facing you, Son Goku, we are also going to go and make sure that you pay dearly for your actions against some of us, as we don't intend on watching you stand victorious over any of us ever again. And so that much I can promise, Akuma continues, and so now let this go and serve as being your one and only reminder going forward, because the next time that we all go and gather together like this will be the very day where this very warning turns into a reality for you, and this applies to both of you. Gosh, well, with the way you guys go and put it, Goku then responds, it sounds like this upcoming tournament is really going to be something that you all are not only looking forward to, but are also kind of intent on using as a way to go and try to get your rematch here against me as well, which, well, if I'm going to be honest here, I haven't really seen you all be this serious since the actual day where we all battled against one another, which was well over a year ago, with Yoshido then having to then chime in. Well, you can't really stand there and act all surprised when we went and had warned you well over a year ago that we will come back for you, and even though that day may not be today, we instead went and figured that we might as well go and come here and remind you of what you already had coming, Son Goku, with Vegeta then having to then question, and what makes you all so certain that the tables between us aren't going to be turned within our favor once this tournament begins, with Budo then having to then point out by then responding, because if you are to go and assume that this is going to be as easy as you think that it's going to be, then I might as well go and make an example of you by proving you wrong here and now, because unlike you, I don't need no tournament to go and prove that otherwise, when I can just go and simply crush you right now instead, and save us all the trouble of having to wait for this spectacle to begin with. For you have no idea on what you are going up against here, Saiyan, as Yoshido went on to then tap Goku from behind by then responding, oh, but don't worry too much about what awaits you, Son Goku, because all you really need to know is that we haven't forgotten about you, and since you and your friend over here are going to be partaking in this upcoming event alongside with us, we just want you to go and know ahead of time that we look forward to our next encounter, and we hope that you are too, with Akuma then responding, and so in the meantime, while we wait on the day where we will all be summoned again to do battle against you all, we just hope that for your sake, the two of you will come ready, because we most definitely will be, and so I hope that you understand that we are going to go and keep very close tabs on you both, and for your sake, you better go and come prepared, because I don't intend to lose to you again, Saiyan. But then, it was only within that very moment, surprisingly enough, as Takira had gone as far as to grab onto Budo's arm and trying to talk Budo out of what he was about to do, was when Budo had then gone as far as to put this into question by responding, what the, and just what exactly do you think you are doing? You better let go of me, Takira, because I'm not going to have you grab hold of me like this, with Zakira responding, now while I understand that you are very eager to go and get your hands on them, you and I both know that this is the right time, nor is this the right place for us to go and cause any trouble prior to this upcoming event, and so we will go and save these matters for when the time calls for us to be summoned again, and not go off and start something that we won't be allowed to go and finish, as Budo then went on to turn around by then responding, well, be that as it may, then let this go and serve as being a warning to you both for the day this tournament is set to begin, and as no matter which one of you it is that I end up finding myself battling against, I am going to break you in half when this is all said and done, and especially you, Son Goku, because this time, Budo continues, you will not be so lucky to walk away from our battle victorious. victorious, as Takiro went on to then address Goku and Vegeta by then continuing, and so while the arena that awaits us all will go as far as to test our very nature and seeing where we all stand among some of the best, for your sake, we hope that you go and prepare yourselves beyond what you think that you may know, otherwise you will go and find yourselves buried beneath the weight of a challenge that is unlike any other, and while we aren't quite familiar with what you are truly capable of outside of what we've seen from you during your battle that was waged on Earth, Takiro went on to address Vegeta by then responding, I just want you to go and know that if, and only if, our roads wind up coming to a head, since you weren't originally a part of the first tournament that was held in the Null Realm against us, then you better go and bring more than just your best, because if you and I were to end up in a battle against one another, Takiro continues, then I will not hesitate to go and do what I must in order for me to claim victory over you, Takiro says. Do you understand? And so now keep that in mind, and as for you, Son Goku, just know that if you end up finding yourself being lucky enough to not be eliminated during some of the early rounds within this tournament, Takiro continues, I simply want you to go and know that for every battle that you face and every war you manage to overcome will only bring you one step
I want to
closer
fight you
towards
too,
having to
Vegeta.
face me.
I think you ain't gonna catch these hands.
Stronger now than it ever was before, and unless your ally Vegeta here is to be able to reach me before you are able to, then just know that this time I will not be making the same mistakes that I made before, Takiro continues, because now that I have seen the stakes of this tournament and the nature of your angelic transformation, I expect for you to go and meet me with every ounce of power, control, and resilience that you possess, because I will not go and have anything stand in the way of our battle like how it was shown having to be when we had went and battled before. And so now let this serve as being a reminder that while the two of you may have had the time to go and improve and grow stronger since the last time that we saw each other, Takiro continues, understand that we weren't slacking around this entire time either, and especially not after everything we've seen that came from the two of you, with you being the primary focus, Son Goku. So while I didn't come here to issue any idle threats, I instead come to you with a message, Takiro continues upon being shown having to walk away. For that very message is a simple one, and that is for you to go and tread very carefully upon this upcoming tournament that awaits us, because the two of you weren't the only ones who went and devoted themselves into growing stronger along the way, and so with that, we will go and see you both very soon. With a shocked Vegeta having to then respond, wait, so hold on a second, they've been at it and also having to go and train themselves too? For now I can see on why they all had appeared to be so confident upon having to come here, with Goku responding, well, this isn't good because, well, if they were as difficult as I remember them being prior to having them train, then who really knows as to how strong these guys would have gotten since the last time that we had went and seen them, with Beerus having to then respond, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but that one there is ranked as the second strongest warrior in the entire multiverse, is that right, Whis? With Whis responding, no, why yes, Lord Beerus, for Takiro there is indeed the second strongest among his group, with the only other exception being the Grand Minister, and so that would be correct, for he is indeed the second mightiest in the entire cosmos, with the Grand Priest then having to respond, well, now that the mightiest within the multiverse have officially departed after sharing their final words with both Goku and Vegeta, it is now time to turn your focus on what lies ahead, for it is my responsibility to now outline the framework of this upcoming Omniversal Tournament of Power event, and so because of this, I will need for you all to listen very closely, as what I'm about to say will ultimately apply to every single one of you, the Grand Priest continues, as now that the Omni Kings in their infinite wisdom have decided that instead of having this tournament solely revolve around the Battle Royale match concept similar to the first Tournament of Power, the Omni Kings as a substitute have both agreed that this time we will see more of a bracket-style tournament take place instead, and as each contestant or team will progress through various elimination rounds until the roster is narrowed down to its final two competitors, but through this, the Omni Kings with full control of their Omniversal God Pads will determine each of the match match types that will occur at random, as this in and of itself could range from a wide selection of match types that goes far beyond the traditional one-on-one battle, the Grand Prix says. And with the Omni Kings in full control of the events through the usage of their Omniversal God Pads, they will not only be responsible in determining the match style that you will be a part of, but they will also determine your partners if selected for a team-based battle, as well as bringing in additional fighters at random during the middle of battle, if they just so happen to call for any additional warriors to go and join the fray. For with this now having to be said, the Tournament of Power 2 will not be limited by warriors who simply inhabit our current multiverse, the Grand Prix continues, but is going to rather showcase warriors from across nearly every other timeline and
a story based upon what the motherfucking Omni Kings gonna run it like they playing a video game. You got story mode, you got random player versus player fights, all type of shit gonna be flying over here. Yeah.
alternate reality as well, which also just so happens to include both mortals and gods alike, the Grand Priest concludes. Which, ironically enough, speaking of mortal warriors, similarly to how Goku was given 3 lifeline perks when faced off against the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse prior, the Omni Kings hereby pre-selected both Goku and Vegeta of this dimension to receive 2 Omniversal lifeline perks, which they can go and make use of whenever they go and see fit while engaged within the second Tournament of Power. And just in case if you are curious, the lifeline perks that you have each been awarded due to their likeness of you both are going to be option A, an instantaneous rematch clause if one of you ends up finding yourselves having to lose during any particular round, and option B, the immediate and full restoration of your energy and power during any given battle, the Grand Priest says. However, I must go and add by saying that if you fail to be successful in being declared as the winner of this tournament by the very end, you will either both be annihilated along with having your entire universe be destroyed, or you will either go and forever remain as isolated prisoners within the Null Realm, locked away within an empty realm for the remainder of all eternity. As a shocked Goku and Vegeta then went on to quickly respond, but wait, so we're allowed to be given 2 lifeline perks each as leverage due to the Omni Kings having to take more of a liking towards us? But if we lose, then we will either be left to rot for all of eternity within the voids, or be erased along with our entire universe as a result, with Goku responding, and we only get 2 perks instead of being given 3 like how I was shown having to have before? And they both seem dead set on seeing this through until the very end. Now are they, Goku questions? Well, this certainly doesn't sound like it'll be as easy as how I imagined that it would be, with the Grand Priest then having to continue. Well, as according to the Omni Kings, yes, for that would be correct. But speaking of, now as for you, Lord Beerus, for this tournament will also just so happen to call into action every single god of destruction, regardless on whether or not they happen to come from this reality or any other, for you will all be chosen at random and expected to fight while using your full power, regardless of who you end up finding yourself battling against. And if you don't, the Grand Priest continues, or if you happen to lose, then of course, similar to that of the Saiyans, not only will you be stripped away of your ranking as god of destruction, but you will also be erased along with your entire legacy and replaced by a new destroyer god, Lord Beerus. Now, I'm not quite sure right now on whether or not Angel attendees are going to be called into action here or not, but what I do happen to know is that both Angel rookies and Angel trainees are in fact going to be competing, and so you can at least expect to find one other angelic being who will also be taking part of this massive tournament, but that much will all vary in the meantime, with Whis responding, oh goodness, well I guess the Omni Kings are truly looking to now make this into the biggest possible tournament that they could ever hope to have, with all things considered, with Beerus responding, what has Goku done? And just why did he have to go and put this idea into the heads of the Omni Kings that they now want to go and hold an execution tournament for the rest of us to pay the price in? Well, because now, look, now I'm going to be involved, but not just me, but now the other gods are also going to be forced and dragged into this mess as well. And the worst part about it all is that they didn't even go as far as to mention about having anything and allowing for us to have any kind of lifeline perks to help us in this situation either, with the Grand Priest continuing, and to further further add, the Omni Kings have also instructed that there will be in fact 2 rewards awaiting for the winner of this Omniversal event, along with ensuring that every battle will be worth having to stake your life for, as the Omni Kings also went on to set into place a graveyard option, the Grand Priest continues, where losers of any of the previous battles that were involved prior may be pre-selected or chosen via choice to be brought back into battle, as graveyard fighters will only be given 1 chance to atone for their losses prior, otherwise they will be gone and erased forever, the Grand Priest says, as there will be no exceptions to this rule, for it will also happen to apply and involve both mortal warriors and destroyers alike, as an angry Beerus went on to then point out towards Goku by then shouting, You, this is all happening because of you and your big mouth which you never seem to want to close, and so now thanks to you, we are all going to have to suffer through the consequences of your actions, and it's all because of you, Saiyan, as this is all your fault. Oh no, let go of me, Whis, let go of me right now. Oh, you better go and pray that I don't get my hands on you, Goku. Now let go, Whis. With Goku responding, me? Wait, but what exactly did I do here? And how exactly is this my fault, Lord Beerus? Oh man, hey, Whis, could you maybe try and go and do something by keeping Lord Beerus at bay here? Because, well, he kind of looks as though he's about to explode out there. But then, it was only just upon with an angry Beerus being shown leaping out of Whis' arms, indirectly having to pounce on top of Goku, was when Beerus went on to then quickly shout, You're a dead man, you hear me, Saiyan? A dead man! A dead man, you hear me? And so now this is what you get for going and dragging me into your nonsense, you empty-headed buffoon! And now hold still, Goku! Oh dear, Whis went on to then quickly respond upon having to oversee Beerus pouncing on Goku. Could we not go and do this right now, you two? For I don't want to have to be the one to go and say I told you so later on, with the Grand Priest responding, Oh my, for it seems as though Lord Beerus has quite the temper here today, now doesn't he? But let us go and try to not get too carried away here while we still have the time, because as much as I admire your enthusiasm for battle, I must go on to remind everyone that there are still matters which we need to go and discuss, especially in regards to the rules and conditions of this upcoming Omniversal event, as there will be more than enough time for you all to go and settle your disputes within the arena and under the watchful gaze of the mighty Omni Kings, the Grand Priest continues, and so, let us now just go and save these matters for a later time when the stakes are at their absolute most important. But then, it was all the while elsewhere within an alternate future timeline labeled as B6482, where we only then take a look at seeing as to how Goku Black was severely battle damaged and seemingly trying to get away from 3 individuals that were standing right before him, as Goku Black then went on to quickly respond, Why, you disgusting creatures, you dare lay your hands on me and expect for me to cower in fear? No, never. And so whatever it is that you are all babbling about, and whatever it is that you are all after, is something that I have no knowledge of, you worms. But know this, for I will make sure that your suffering is etched into the very fabric of time itself once I am able to regain my full strength. For you have no idea on who it is that you are dealing with, Black continues, and while I don't have the slightest idea of what it is that you are after, nor do I care, mark my words. For once I am able to regain my focus, I am going to slaughter you all without hesitation for what you went and did to me. Well, go and try as you'd like, one of the dark individuals went on to then respond, for we will simply watch as you crumble beneath our feet as you perish trying, fallen Kaioshin, for you are far more than just a disgrace, for you are a parasite, and a parasite such as yourself doesn't deserve to exist within our world, and since you do not possess the necessary information of the relics that which we seek, then you are no longer useful, nor are you needed in order to further what it is that we are looking for, and so, since there is no one left for us to go and devour on this barren world, then all that that is left for us to go and deal with here is you, Fallen Kaioshin, as this just goes and leaves both you and the Dementors here to go and finish what was already started, mortal, with Goku Black responding, but, I don't understand. And just what kind of purpose would you have by searching for these ancient relics? This so-called Infinity Orb and Primordial Codex of which you speak of. Why is it that I had never heard of such ancient relics by anyone before? Black went on to then question. Not once by that rotten Kaioshin Gowasu, nor from any of the other gods of destruction during my time, and so, then just what kind of dark power do these rare artifacts possess in which you are looking for? As one of the dark individuals then went on to respond, well, even if we were to go and explain to you as to what kind of power lies within such objects and items in which we seek, you aren't going to be alive long enough to be found doing anything with this valuable information anyways, you traitorous vermin. As we all know about your goals and what it is that you had strived to achieve, a tail went on to then completely impale Goku Black through the heart by then responding, and because of such actions, you will now have to go and suffer the consequences.
I mean, now that's funny because now they just use Goku Black just to show Goku getting fucked up on a regular basis. So you the Goku that's always getting your ass beat.
Behind each and every single one of them.
What if Goku lost every fight? Looking ass. Oh shit.
Fighting on the same side. Black then went on to quickly respond. For our vision is the same and our goals are the same, and so why would you go and turn against me like this when we could have forged an alliance to be together as one? As one of the individuals then went on to respond, foolish.
He said we could have formed a hateocracy.
Forged through standing alongside
y'all haters, I'm a hater. We can hate everybody together.
Are not the same, as you wouldn't have been able to be worthy enough to dwell within our ranks anyways, you disgusting
Scorpion tailed off like, what the hell?
Yes, as you
what up, Piff? Good to see you. How you doing?
Honor, Fallen Kai, one of the Dementors.
We right back at it for another Super Saturday.
Many are given the opportunity to go and come face to face with me like this, and so now tell me, Master, what should I go and do with him while he is still able to draw his final breath? The Dementor went on to then ask. Shall I go ahead and give him a slow and painful death by ripping his body apart piece by piece, or would you rather go and have me make this quick for him, my lord? As a dark entity that hovered above them went on to then respond, I have no need in having to stand by and continue to look down on this creature's face and knowing about what he has done to defy the orders that have been given onto him, for you may therefore go and take his life now, and you better make it quick, the entity responds, for this is what you ultimately get for having to dare to even go as far as to cross me, Fallen Kaioshin.
A couple days before Thanksgiving. Hey, you know you gotta enjoy that time of year. Yeah, Thanksgiving and fucking my birthday same week. Been 7 days. Yes, sir.
Ensure that you and your kind will never live long enough to regret, no matter what timeline we just so happen to go and find you in. And so now come and let us carry on, for I can sense the presence of one more life form on this planet, the entity continues. And since this creature appears to be the only life form left who is remaining, let us now go and find this creature so that I may go and seek them out and have a word with them personally. As it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the Omniverse, the official top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse sequel manga chapter number 7 special then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now I will go as far as to say that even though I wasn't expecting for the top 5 strongest warriors within the multiverse to go and arrive here within Universe 7 so suddenly, now that both Vegeta and Goku are made fully well aware of what waits for them on the other side on the day when this omniversal tournament is set to begin, I have no doubt in my mind that we are bound to see something incredible ensue on the day where we are all called forward. But although I can't help but shake this very strange feeling that I'm getting of dread that appears to be echoing from a very faraway place, you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, and before you leave, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing to Unreal and Gaming's channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Now, I know it might be weird, maybe even a little bit sus, but just trust me, okay? Just shove it in your mouth, Catman.
Say what now? I will do no such thing, Talking Bugman, but what I will do is encourage you all to subscribe to Unrelent Gaming for the latest Dragon Ball content.
You're a talking cat,
And
he's
while
a
you're
talking
at
bug.
it, make sure to like the video. Also, don't forget to
Calling
become a
Beerus
member
Cat,
of
man, that
Unrelent
is
Gaming's
hilarious.
Patreon community for more exclusive content, early access, and
Says,
much,
I am a
much
cat and I am
more.
lazy as
Do it
fuck.
now, or I'll destroy your planet, along with every taco.
Hey, don't just waste the goddamn thing. Pass it here.
See how high that went that fast? 360 trillion. That's why I said, he said, okay, you want to pull out a Zaru? You want to pull out a Zaru on me, mother lover? No, sir, Bob, I'm not having it. He said power level 360 trillion. So when you just went Super Saiyan.
Says I use my own videos and my
After the
videos.
unfortunate death of Pan,
my
Super Saiyan 4
videos.
Gohan's inner potential exploded in a fit of rage, and Super
Pan
Saiyan
had to
5
die.
was born. In Dragon Ball AF Chapter 4, we begin up at the lookout where Dende is overlooking the events taking place and how Gohan has reached a new incredible level of power. The entire Earth is shaking because of the intensity of his new transformation. When Gohan loses something important, he totally loses his reason, Mr. Popo says. I can feel an incredible will to kill in his ki. With this, he can even be Aiza's perfect form, Dende agrees. But we can't use the Earth's Dragon Balls now, so it means we can't bring Pan back to life. He takes a glance back at the Dragon Balls, wondering what would Goku do right now. Back on the battlefield, Aiz is in a panic now that Gohan's new transformation is severely overpowering him. Incredible, Vegeta says. He was still holding that much power? Gohan launches himself at Aiz again in a blitz of blinding speed and attacks him in a flurry of punches. Aiz holds his face as, for the first time since his first transformation, he's actually felt pain and it's driving him insane. Gohan appears above him and lands a crushing kick to the side of the face fueled by anger, sending Aiz flying into the cliffs nearby. His anger continues to spill over as Gohan powers up again, his ki constantly rising with no end in sight. Much like Dende and Mr. Popo said, the entire planet is experiencing earthquakes of devastating magnitude as all over the world, buildings are trembling and collapsing from the intensity of Gohan's power. Back on the planet of the Kais, Kabito Kai asks Elder Kai just
what the heck this new transformation from Gohan is. It looks like Gohan's anger released the full extent of his hidden power, he replies. This shape is what we call the Super Saiyan 5. Super Saiyan 5, Kibito Kai asked, shocked. So this is a Super Saiyan 5? So it must mean he's much stronger. Well, when Gohan forcefully became a Super Saiyan 4, his potential started to release, Elder Kai goes on. In fact, it looks like it was fully awakened by Pan's death. Kibito Kai asks that this should mean the Earth should be saved now, right? And while Elder Kai agrees that right now it seems the danger should be out of the way, this doesn't necessarily mean Earth will be without conflict. If you guys are enjoying Dragon Ball AF Remastered, consider leaving a like on the video to let me know that you guys want me to finish the story in its entirety. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball and comic content. But without further ado, let's hop into Chapter 4 of Dragon Ball AF, titled mysteriously as
100%
Goku's
of my viewers are
whereabouts.
subscribed. That means they came through and stayed.
Back at the battlefield, Eyes flies out of the mountainside Gohan lodged him in with his last attack, and he is angrier than ever now, but still nowhere close to the rage Gohan feels after what he just did to Pan. It's impossible for such a guy to exist, he thinks to himself. All my strength is useless against him. I can't forgive that. I definitely can't forgive that. I'll settle this now with my full power, he says to himself. From above them in the sky, Eyes declares that he'll make them and this planet disappear. This is similar to the angle that Goku took during his Warp Kamehameha in the Cell games. However, Eyes knows that he can survive in the vacuum of space unlike them, so he doesn't have to hold anything back in vaporizing this entire planet. Eyes starts manifesting an obscenely ridiculous amount of ki in the center of his hands, putting all of his energy into this next attack. He raises his hand as his attack expands, but Gohan isn't budging. He says that he'll never forgive a monster like him for what he did to Pan, killing her like she was nothing. You're nothing but trash, he tells Eyes as tears well up in his eyes. Eyes launches his attack down to the ground below, forcing Gotenks and Vegeta to evacuate the area before they get vaporized too. As the blast moves closer, Gohan begins charging his own final Kamehameha to clash with this attack. He launches his Kamehameha into the sky, pouring out an overwhelming amount of his ki, and in one of the most beautiful shots in this manga so far, completely pierces through Eyes' full power attack. Just the intensity of this massive attack levels the battlefield and blows away Vegeta and Gotenks who are still spectating nearby. Eyes becomes completely overwhelmed by Gohan's attack that rips through his own, and we finally get to see shock and horror on the face of this monster who caused so much pain as he knows that this is it. Eyes is engulfed by Gohan's superior Kamehameha and launched into space where he's blown to pieces, and this is finally the conclusion of Eyes, the son of Frieza. Gohan comes out of his Super Saiyan 5 transformation and goes back to his base form, where he instantly falls to his knees and can no longer hold back the tears. The battle may be over, but what was lost here for him to gain this power is irreplaceable. The only person to have their life taken was never supposed to be a part of this fight in the first place, and as a father, I'm sure he feels like he completely failed her. Down in hell, Frieza can't believe that he was bested by the Saiyans again. However, Piccolo knows that this win came at such a cost, things will never be the same. Seeing Gohan this helpless, he even blames himself for his own lack of strength as well, wishing he could have done more to protect them, especially in the absence of Goku, who would have gladly died for both Gohan and Pan. Gotenks finally unfuses as Trunks walks over to Gohan with Pan still in his arms, saying that, for the time being, they should all go heal at the lookout. Goten picks up the still unconscious Oob, and the Z-Fighters all head to Kami's lookout. Up on King Kai's planet, the ever-spectating Kai says that it seems the conflict is over for now, however the situation could become troublesome again soon. When the Z-Fighters all make it to the lookout, Dende heals up everyone and is able to awaken Oob as well, who wakes up shocked after missing the majority of the battle, asking, "Where is Eyes?" Trunks informs him that Gohan actually defeated him. However, the cost of such a victory can't be overstated. He then learns about the death of Pan is what pushed Gohan to a new level of power, but if and how they're even able to revive her is now the issue at hand. Gohan asks Dende if he's sure that they can't use the Dragon Balls, to which Dende replies that, well, there is a way, but right now the Dragon Balls are, but all of a sudden he's cut off by a voice that they all recognize, but they can't see calling out to them. It's the Elder Kai over on the planet of the Kais. Yes, I know everything about the current situation, he says. And Gohan, I understand your feelings very well, but for now, I have something to tell you about the Dragon Balls. I'll start with the conclusion. You can't use the Dragon Balls now. Well, you said now, Gohan says. Does that mean we'll be able to use them at some point in the future? Elder Kai tells him to not be so hasty as he goes on to explain in order. So, to start with the beginning, this all goes back to around 3 years ago, he says, during the battle with Omega Shenron. Back then, Goku actually died, which shocks everyone, but at this moment, when he was in that crater, Shenron spoke to him saying that he'll lend him his strength, but there is a condition. This current situation, Shenron tells him, is that this is the reality that they've all created by constant use of the Dragon Balls, and that's why it must be solved by their hands. In short, it means that you will take the responsibility in place of Earth, he tells Goku. Goku tells him that if that's the case, he'll do whatever is needed. Shenron tells him that he'll have to give him his body once this is all over with, but if he's able to save the universe one last time, this is no biggie for Goku. So with that, Shenron loans his power to Goku, bringing him back to life, and the events of the conclusion of the battle with Omega Shenron play out how we all remember. After Omega Shenron's defeat, Goku had taken responsibility by giving up his body to seal that negative energy of the Dragon Balls within himself. In short, in order to prevent the negative energy from being released again, Goku was in a constant battle using his own positive energy for all eternity. If we restore the Dragon Balls now, an evil dragon many times stronger than Omega Shenron will be released soon. And for now, you guys don't have the strength to beat that evil dragon, Elder Kai tells them. Trunks asks if Super Saiyan 5 Gohan could beat this new Shadow Dragon, to which Elder Kai replies saying that as a Super Saiyan 5, Gohan could probably beat anyone at this point. But he's afraid that Gohan isn't able to turn into a Super Saiyan 5 anymore. Not because it was a fluke or anything, but in that time, it was a miracle that he transformed because it was the first time that he was in such a state of excitation, grudge, and will to kill. He was able to transform in the first place. Now that Aiz is dead, Gohan can't just replicate that emotional state. However, Elder Kai says, he has a little idea. Gohan, Vegeta, I'll train you both and then you turn into Super Saiyan 5s. You can do that, Trunks asks? I'm not entirely sure, Elder Kai responds, but I'll help you in whatever way I can. Vegeta says if the training is a success, then and only then will they break the seal on the Dragon Balls. Dende then asks if it would be possible if they could use the Namekian Dragon Balls to revive Pan, but Elder Kai swiftly replies that it's impossible to do so. Horunga is much stronger than Shenron, meaning that the negative energy released by the wishes from him would also be much stronger. And there's no doubt that if we use them again, an evil dragon would be released, far stronger than the ones released on Earth. The truth is, I'm already reluctant on restoring the Earth's Dragon Balls. However, with the situation being what it is, it's not like I can stop you from doing such either. Moreover, I don't want to put such a burden on Goku's shoulders alone. Pretty demanding journey awaits them all, as Elder Kai says that it's now the trial for all Earthlings. This time around, they all have to surpass their limits. Not just Gohan and Vegeta, because this will take the best from all of them. Vegeta demands to become a Super Saiyan 5 as soon as possible, and for Elder Kai to start training them immediately. However, Pan is still dead, and Gohan would like to at least let the rest of their family know what happened. So Kibito Kai suggests that maybe Vegeta can begin the training alone at first if Gohan needs a bit more time. He comes to retrieve Vegeta and the two of them leave while Gohan, Oob, Goten, and Trunks head back down to Earth to inform everyone of what's about to happen next. Back at Gohan's house,
he gotta go tell everybody some
unfortunately
shit
has to
happened.
break the news lose to
Vegeta,
Videl,
I'm just
then
gonna start
Chi-Chi as
training.
well, in one of the saddest moments this Dragon Ball timeline has experienced since the departure of Goku for good. The next day, however, Gohan and the others begin their training in order to restore the Dragon Balls, as Gohan says that he'll do whatever it takes to bring his daughter back. In other words, Elder Kai's training is about to begin as soon as Gohan arrives alongside Vegeta as they prepare to unseal Goku and the Dragon Balls after 3 years, bring Pan back to life, and defeat whatever dragons are released from this negative energy.
Technically, if Oob wasn't knocked the fuck out, he could have helped her, but he was knocked the fuck out, which is weird. You're supposed to have a chin of Majin Buu.
So, you find yourself on the Unrelent Gaming channel. How fortunate for you. I, Lord Frieza, will spare your life as long as you subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for tons of exclusive content to early access media and much more. Do it now, or else.
I don't think so. You're not going anywhere because there is still a lot more that we have yet to show you. So don't forget to become a member of Unreal's Patreon for more exclusive content and upcoming videos. We hope you enjoy the things you're about to see. So you better not leave because we aren't done. Come now, Broly. Let's finish our battle. Now enjoy.
超能力か。おめえ修行ちゃんとしてんのか。オラがなまってねえか見てやるよ。おめえにゃ随分苦労かけちまったみてえだな。また勝負できたな。
ようやく期待以上の成長を見せやがったな。せっかくだ。どれほど鍛えたか見てやろう。がっかりさせるなよ。俺にその力を試していきやがれ。俺が。
オラの方がちょっとばかし早かったみてえだな。また戦えてんだ。おめえの計画はここまでだ。一丁オラと組み消しねえか。何して遊ぶ？
一撃で仕留めてやる。安心しろ。俺が姿を見た。つまり貴様は死ぬということだ。どんな姿になろうと時間を飛ばしてしまえば同じこと。とんでもない奴を目覚めさせてくれたものだ。時飛ばしを攻略できてもこの戦いは仕事とは別だ。俺を倒せはしない。
どの選手も実力者揃い。俺も遅れを取らないように頑張らなくてはいけないな。俺もよく知らない選手も何人かいますね。その戦いを見て勉強しようと思います。サイヤ人の勝負のようですが、あれは誰なんでしょう。この選手との勝負のようですが、彼女は一体何者なんだ。一方はとても調子を上げているようですね。自分の勝負を見るというのも少し気恥ずかしいですね。
一匹だけじゃハエみてえなもんだぜ。これでもうお前の言うことを聞く必要はねえな。エリート戦士であるこの俺と戦えることを光栄に思いやがれ。あの時のガキか。少しは成長したみてえだな。この場にかなうわけがないんだ。
うぶ手加減なしで来いよ。こうやって向き合うと昔思い出すな。ぎっくり腰にはならねえでくれよ。オラと修行しねえか。遠慮は 武器でよ新機候補を見せてくれよ。一人で倒せっかな。見せてやるぜ。
貴様ごときがライバルだと。おい偽物、俺も尻尾が生えなくなって随分と経つな。激しい戦いが俺を強くする。さあやろうか。そこだな。珍しい戦闘が得意な奴らはこれほど集まるとはな。互いの力を見せ合おうじゃないか。悪いが悪人に情けをかけてやるほど俺は善人じゃない。地獄で自分の行いを食えるんだな。いいかい。一人鍛錬を続けることこそがこの俺が鍛え直してやる。貴様らは慣れ合いが過ぎる。まさかとは思うがこそこそ隠れて俺の技の練習をしているんじゃないだろうが、存分に見せてもらおうじゃないか。この世界で一番の強さってやつがな。今さら言っても始まらん。せいぜい恥ずかしい結果に終わらんよう頑張ることだな。その程度でへこたれるように鍛えた覚えはないぞ。どう生きようが俺の勝手だ。俺は貴様らと慣れ合う気などない。たまにお前もトレーニングした方がいい。
ほらこっちも悪くねえと思うけどな。黙ってこいつを右の耳につけてくれ。でっけえやつ相手すんのも面白いよな。そういやオラの人亡くなって随分経つな。おめえまた強くなったな。けんどオラだって強くなってんぞ。また戦うか。
攻撃を弾き返す隙のなさ、さすがですね。足元からの攻撃か。いい隙のつき方です。仲間を引きずり出しましたね。戦略を狂わせる狙いでしょうか。どちらが先に相手の隙をつくかに勝負はかかってくると思います。これがなんて恐ろしい力なんだ。
俺の顔面に一撃でも食らわせられたら覚悟しやがれ。遊園地に連れてってやるぞ。この姿じゃ不満か。さらに変身するかは貴様次第だ。ここで終わらせてやる。
俺にかなうと思ってやがるのか。俺様の力を見せてやるぜ。覚悟はできているんだろうな。さっさと出てきやがれ。もうチャンスは回ってこんぞ。俺たち以外にサイヤ人の生き残りがいたの。なんだてめえは殺されてえのか。俺たち以外になんだ弱虫じゃねえか。サイヤ人の生き残りがいたのか。力比べといこうぜ。
なんてことないようにやっているが、これはあまりにおぞましい。これほどの力を持っているとは。ダウンしたと見せかけての攻撃か。卑怯な真似を。むちゃくちゃなのに威力は桁違いだ。何なんだこいつは。あの状況からここまでさすがに予想できませんでした。あの攻撃を受けた後もまだ戦えるとは。勝負の流れを持ち直しましたね。渾身の技ですね。これを受けて立っていられるかどうか。
正直勝ちにあると思うんだな。俺は戦うぞ。お前がどれだけ強くなったのか。俺に挑むのは結構だが、負けて言い訳なんてせこいまねはしてくれるね。なるほど。
Why you got the motherfucking grocery bag handles on his dude's back though?
こんなことだろう。慢心せず少しはトレーニングぐらいしたらどう
So
だ。
why you guys looking like grocery bag handles? You know what I'm talking about?
生意気だけど
バカバカしい。俺は今遊ぶぞ。弱すぎて楽しむ暇すらなかったぜ。てめえなんかがこの生意気なわけがないんだ。バカな。
相手がどんな姿であろうと任務は遂行する。俺の技がどこまで通用するか試させてもらう。お前が相手か。悪くないな。死に至る前に降参することを勧める。俺の標的になって無事でいられるわけがあるまい。ふう。
The strongest of the strongest.
挨拶が丁寧になりすぎちまったかな。暴れまく
He's
っ
the
てやる
last
ぜ。
time
これ
he
から
beat this one?
の大きな時だ。俺にやらせてくれ。何かにかまってられねえ。この俺様が調子に乗ってんじゃねえぞ。やらせるかよ。邪魔だ。
もう降参を宣言することもできまい。俺の真似とは気に入らんな。なんという素早さの強敵であった。この俺が返り討ちと。俺の時飛ばしがお前の先を行ったぞ。どうやらお前は戦いの中で成長するタイプらしい。次はもっと厳しい修行にしてやる。覚悟しておけ。最後の一撃をその技で決めろ。そうすればお前の実力を認めてやる。分かっていると思うが俺を倒すつもりで成長など考えたこともなかった俺にさらなる上を見せたのは、俺はまだ成長できる。お前を見ていてそれを確信できた。厳しい戦いになるだろう。俺が教えた技を使って勝ってみせる。まだやれるだろう。孫悟空、少し気が変わった。次は俺が相手になろう。予想以上に強くなっている。まだ俺の上には行かせん。まだ上に行けるぞ。お互いにな。一 一撃で決められなかった時点で俺の負けは決まっていた。最初に言っておく。俺の暗殺術は簡単には覚えられん。この技が使えないようでは俺の技は一つも覚えられんぞ。お前の力はそんなものか。ならば降参を進め。さあ真の力を出せ。ここまで任務完了。さらばだ。俺の力がどこまで通用するか。誰が来ても無駄だ。私はまだ成長する。ようやく形になってきたか。だがもっとだ。体がタイミングを覚えてきたようだな。今回は少し趣向を変える。この二人を倒せ。そんな動きでは負けるぞ。技を使いこなすんだ。俺の生徒はなかなかだろう。他愛もない。任務完了だ。殺し屋に罪がどうとか言われてもな。
わざと操られてやったことに気づいていなかったのか。はっきり言っておく。お前たちの仲良しごっこに付き合う気はない。俺とお前どっちが強いか。
そう簡単にはやらせねえぞ。おめえかなり強くなってんな。ちょっとだけでいいからさ、オラと試合してくんねえかな。この力でやり合いたかったぜ。
お前勘違いするなよ。僕が勝ちを譲ってやったんだ。厚かましいやつ。この神経さ本当に我慢ならん。飽きてきたな。
もちろんですよ。修行を始めますよ。ますから先立つのはおやめなさい。遊んであげますから。あなたならきっとたどり着けますよ。自分相手なら全力で勝ってもいいんですかね。
彼はほとんどの体的制限にバクられる戦士ではありません。ヨシトは玉書ひょいの達人であり、その能力は非常に陰険で危険であるため、彼に挑戦しようとする人はほとんどいません。彼の力は物理的な領域を超え、彼が出会う人々の魂そのものにまで及び、彼らの魂老いのままに堕落。
I mean, the Grand Priest just pull up. He like, yeah, I came with the squad. You know, the fellas is with me. You know, top strongest of the universe. You know, we be out here high stepping together. You know what I'm saying? It's the fellas. I got a gang with me today. You know, I was just here by myself riding dolo. But hell, I had to pull up with the boys. You know, team.
させ支配し操作することを可能にします。ヨシトと対峙するということは単に手強い相手と戦うというだけではなく、自らの精神を失い、彼の邪悪なゲームの操り人形となる危険を冒すことでもある。ワタラウンドはランダムに選択され、選択するため戦闘が開始されるまさにその瞬間まで対戦相手が誰であるか分かりません。それは過去の同盟者、別の宇宙や現実から来た全く一の展示の誰でも良いので、これらの組み合わせの予測不可能性を楽しんでおり、予期せぬ事態に直面してそれぞれがどのように使用するかを確認するつもりです。そうでなければ実態は本当に手に払えなくなる可能性があります。それが何であれ、ある種の位置の領域から生じたものに違いないことは分かっていますが、問題はどこから来たのかということです。そしてもっと重要なのは、なぜこのエネルギーの高まりが私にとこれほど進化に感じられたのかという。ですから私たちが無とも避けるべきことは、全貌たちがこれが全貌の身に届くことを許してはなりません。
言っておくが、俺は女だからといって手加減はせんぞ。そいつは地下オイルか。思った通り完全体になっても大したことはなかったな。ある時
すげえ気だ。オラたちに力隠してたな。ほんとおめえいつも元気だな。相手してやっからちょっと落ち着けよ。嘘だろ。
宇宙はそこに残る無限のタペストリーの本の位置は今感じたそれが何だったのかというこの感情を振り払わずにはいられません。なぜなら私が感じたエネルギーは安くて暴力的であるだけでなく、ある意味非常に親しみのあるものでもあり、秘密にされていたものの真相にはまろうとしなければならない。これが何であれ、あたかも既存の多元宇宙の蘇我側から来たかのように感じられたが、この異常が何であれ登用することです。
なかなかやりますね。楽しませていただきました。ビルス様ともいい勝負ができそうですね。
もっと本気でやれよ。自分が全宇宙にとってどれほどとんでもないことをしでかしたか分かっているのか。
嘘つけ。お前何個食べた。
俺は2個だ。どんな手を使っても生き残れ。
断ればこの場で破壊するぞ。
キレは現実のこぞそのものに対して自分の魔法の限界をテストしながら常に呪文を洗練させている。彼は世界の中に前のものよりも欺瞞的で危険な世界全体を作り出すことができるからである。彼の敵はこれらの元素の層に閉じ込められ、自分たちがどこにいるのかさえ理解できないことに気づきます。彼の魔術は彼の体の力を許可し、人間よりも早く動けるようにするため、彼は心と同じように手でも致命的だからです。
何をのんきなこと言ってるんだ。これは命令だ。悪いことは言わん。もう関わるな。普通に乗るんじゃない。前はもう食ったのだろ。そんなにあるのによこせ。僕は知性の塊だ。僕がしょぼいだと野蛮なお前らの反則負けだ。
すげえ気だ。ほらワクワクしてきたぞ。なあ、叩けてんだ。もっと叩けていけんと畑やんねえと父に怒られちゃう。
よこせんだバカ者。今すごくいい感じで終わってただろうが。おとなしく倒れろ。もう待ってられん。あいつら全員破壊してやる。
時間を操るのは重い罪になると知っていましたか。ケーレの無限の元素の領域はケーレが自分の技術を完成させる場所である。このねじれた世界の中で戦士たちがフリフォーオールで戦って混沌が銀鱗した最初のトーナメントとは似となり、その目は正確に見て攻撃することができ、彼の魔法と武術のスキルが完璧に調和して機能するため、精神的にも肉体的にも敵はない相手になります。
お前はもうとっくにこのような罪人に負けることなどあってはならないのだ。私の崇高な目的のために邪魔者は消えてもらわなければ。こうしているだとは神をなめるな。なんと愚かな。真の力を見せる時だ。共に戦場どうなっている。体に秘められし力をまだ引き出しきれていないようだ。拮抗しているだとはなんと野蛮な。
さっさと後ろにしろぜ。じゃあ遊んでやろうじゃないか。ただしやられたからって泣くんじゃねえぞ。倒すだと俺を笑わせやがってこのガキが。息子か。誰かと思えば玉抜きじゃねえか。いらっしゃらずのやつもいたもんだぜ。思い知ったか。サイヤ人の恐ろしさをよ。さてじっくりと痛めつけてやるか。俺たちが所詮お前の裁判と通れないってことだ。シャワーの飯をよう手合いする。お前やつだろ。俺に力を持たできるのかように関係があるのは俺の手で殺してやる。その手で技をできるからだ。お前やつだろ。これで少しは身の程を味わえるが、貴様の飯をよう送ってやるぞ。かように関係があるのはこの俺の手で殺してやる。
Now, I know it might be weird, maybe even a little bit sus, but just trust me, okay? Just shove it in your mouth, Catman.
Say what now? I will do no such thing, talking Bugman, but what I will do is encourage you all to subscribe to Unrelent Gaming for the latest Dragon Ball content.
You're a
And
random
while you're at
bug.
it, make sure to like the video.
My species
Also,
is known
don't
out here in
forget to
these
become
streets
a
for being
member of
destroyers.
Unrelent Gaming's Patreon community
Don't
for
know
more
how that
exclusive
background of that
content,
story works.
early access, and much, much more. Do it now,
Look, here,
or I'll
sorry, I would just be
destroy
saying
your
shit that don't
planet,
make no
along
sense.
with every taco.
Hey, don't just waste the goddamn thing. Pass it here.
Now I gotta go back and run back the history of all the destroyers of Universe 7. Was Beerus the only destroyer? No, not even. Of course, you know we appreciate this beat from the big homie. Y'all know to go check him out at DJ Is on YouTube, well, not Instagram, wherever you look for music, because you know he got beats for you. Search at DJ Is. Pull him up, right? Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden.